afternoon, YouTube. It's man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, January's just about over. We're already a month into the new year, and time is flying. A couple more days, it's going to be a new month, and it's going to be 2 months into the 2023. But before I start this interview, folks, as you know, last week we had a pass in the sport of bodybuilding, a lovely lady who I got to see at Savannah. One thing I wish I did, I should have talked to her, and but as you know, it was my first time going to a bodybuilding show. I was kind of a bit shy, but I gotta get out of my own way out of that shyness. But she recently passed from difficulties with pneumonia. The lovely Mrs. Amy Richardson. She was a wife, a mother, a businesswoman, a competitive bodybuilder. She did, I think, 7 shows last year. She was doing both Women's Open and Masters. And much respect to her and her family, condolences to them. So before we start, we're going to give Lisa a good silent moment of silence to her and rest in peace wherever she is. And you will be missed. And like I said, I remember somebody told me my brother passed away. Only God wants the best, and she was the best. So here's right. All right, folks, I'd like to thank y'all for supporting me channel. And right here we have a lovely lady, and she's all the way from Arizona. I forgot Arizona is mountain because I thought it was Pacific, but we still a good spot where we're at. She's a lady we've been talking to for quite a while on social media. We used to talk on my old IG for somebody hacked it, and then she's been keep coming with my new IG. And fellas, you ever get that feeling when you get a girl, you've been talking to her, and you finally get her to come to your place? Say, I finally got it to come. I finally got it to come. We have here the lovely Senora Monica Perez. Welcome, ma'am, and tell us your story. How you get into this masculine sport of bodybuilding?
Thank you for having me. It is beautiful out here. It's 65 degrees and sunny in Arizona right now. Yeah, we don't change time during daylight savings. We're always the same. So kudos to us. I've always been an athlete my whole life, even in my adulthood, younger as well as adulthood. So prior to bodybuilding, I actually played bank track roller derby on the national and local level. It wasn't until my last season that I discovered the gym, and I wanted to go out with a bang. So started going to the gym, wanted to get strong legs. And I saw my first live in-person female bodybuilder, Shauna Pierce. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, Shauna Pierce.
I heard of her, yeah.
20 plus years. And she goes by Shauna Strong. She was at the gym with another female bodybuilder. I don't remember what her name was. And I was just in awe. I asked some of my friends there if they knew her, if they can introduce me. We took a picture, and I was hooked. I said, I want to look like this. She looked amazing. She still looks amazing to this day. That was about maybe 7-8 years ago. And I was hooked. I gradually worked my way in. I met my coach at the gym as well. And I started competing in the women's figure category. And I was told my legs were too big if I wanted to stay in that division, which now they would have been perfect for that division. But I was told they were too big. If I wanted to stay in figure, they needed to come down or take some time off and build my upper body and move up to women's physique. And of course, I wanted more muscle, so took the year off and built some upper body. And I wasn't turning back from there. So it started, like I said, about 7-8 years ago. Since then, I did a few the local shows. It took me 3 tries to get my pro card. So Universe, I believe it was Masters, USA's, and then the Universe again in North Carolina during COVID is when I turned pro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's stuff like when everything hit in the during the, I call it the virus era. It was a mess. A lot of gyms were closed. Some shows were canceled. It's just just to have that passion for the sport, and to even at the risk of your health to do these shows. That's why I have a lot of respect for you ladies. We got one lady who was in the sport and who is, I call her my fighting buddy, the lovely chocolate sister, one Miss Tisha Tigers Thomas. It says, hello, George and Monica, my fellow muscle sister. Yeah, she supports my channel. I support her. She's all the way in Germany right now. She's doing her thing. And I really, really respect you ladies. Because, like I said, you turned pro in 2020. And then where would you, I think the next year was your debut. And what was I think you did the Arizona Pro. That was your first show.
Yes, did the Arizona Pro. I came in 12th out of 16. Not embarrassed to say that at all. It was definitely an eye opener. Women are amazing, beautiful physiques, and that just motivated me even more. Went back to the drawing board. Actually, that same year, I also did Reno. I did the Legion Sports Fest, the Open as well as the Masters, and I did place in the Masters there, fifth. So that was great. It was just a great opportunity. Number one, to see the level of physiques in the open class, my pro debut. Again, amazing physiques, and just to see it live in person. We all see pictures, and I will say I look huge in pictures, but when I see myself in person, I don't see what I see in pictures. Same thing for women, or just I'd say bodybuilders in general. You look at the pictures, you look at the physiques, and it's a different quality. But seeing them in person again, amazing, just motivating, inspiring me to continue. This was something I still want to do. Then I went to Legion Sports Fest less than a month later. Love the production. I plan on doing that show again. I just love the whole production, the people who were there, how it's run. And I did the Open as well as Masters. And that was actually my first true Masters show. So I got to meet women my age, which I thought was awesome. And again, to see the level and quality of muscle that was surrounding me, again, another great experience, and I'm definitely going to do some master shows this year.
Yeah, I think yeah, because Masters get really popular. Folks, I'm gonna show you some pictures from her social media, and if you look at it, and these are some nice pictures. I mean, I think one I think I kind of personally like is this one right here. Wow, look at those pecs. And she has just a great look to her. I remember a while back we were talking, and I said, she was in Arizona that year, and there was a man that she didn't recognize. And that was Bill Dobbins, and he does a lot of photography stuff, and he's a legend in the sport of bodybuilding. And I said, you know what, you have that Betty Page look, because Phil. I mean, Bill did some work with people like Corey Everson. She did like a photo session with her, like kind of like Marilyn Monroe, and
Mm-hmm.
also I think Jane Russell, was it Rita Hayworth? I'm trying to remember. But you have a great look to you. You got a nice backside, at least got a muscle. This is a little video here, right here. You just showing off your back. I mean, your training. I mean, nice little montage.
Yeah, there's some great people out there. Actually, someone put this together for me. I'm not sure if I have it in there, but it's awesome. I mean, there are just people out there who are fans, and for them to take the time to do something like this for me, I greatly appreciate it, and I will definitely highlight them and give them a shout out.
Yeah, this thing is, yeah, it's good that as fans, like we support you, ladies, because we admire your how you have a passion for a sport, how much work you put in, sacrifices you make. Some people don't understand it about like here is you with AG, was it AG photos, AGF
Yes, he's
photos?
awesome.
Yeah, I mean him, guys like Sean Nelson.
Oh yeah, Sean was my very first. Actually, Sean was my first photo shoot in Arizona, and it was a great experience. I have to tell you, photo shoots are very tiring, but the outcome is totally worth it. This is
Yeah,
something that I can look back on for years. So taking the time in the day to do all this, I'm not a girly girl, but the whole makeup and all that, I appreciate it. I have a newfound respect for it because it is time consuming and tiring to do these things. But like I said, it's totally worth it to go back, in a few years and say, wow, this is what I looked like back then.
yeah, I like this picture right here too. Wow. I mean, you look, I think this was like, I think after your first show, I believe, and you look great. I
Correct.
mean, that's the thing about, people understand that the beauty of women with muscle. There is, something beautiful about it. Like this picture right here, in white cotton panties on this,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here, I mean, there's some great photos, and and also, like I said, she works with one of the legends in bodybuilding. That's Milos. I think how I say his last name? I forgot.
Milo Sarsave.
Sarce.
Or
I remember.
Sarshave.
Yeah,
Sarshave or Sarsave, depending on who you are.
yeah. I remember him when he was coming up around about the end of the Lee Haney era and about the middle of the Dorian Yates era. I mean, he was one of those
Yes.
guys very popular. He's been in the game for a long time. He's a coach and trainer. I've seen on social media, and you really, like I said, these are some great photos. I mean, and I know you smokes. Hey guys, keep in your pants. Don't get excited. I mean, this one right here, I think I like the most. This is from your highlight right here. This one, wow. I mean,
Yes.
Yes,
Sean did a
yes.
great job.
Yeah, he's a great shot. He's just some good work. I mean, that's you and Lee Priest. That's a legend right
Yes.
there. It's a true story. Somebody told me about Lee Priest that a few years ago when they did the Hulk, the current one for for the Marvel movies, they used his physique as the blueprint for the Hulk.
Oh,
You know,
really?
yeah, this is what somebody told
Didn't
me
know
because
that. Fun fact.
yeah,
Okay.
because Lee Priest is one of those guys. Big guy, great physique. But
He's awesome.
yeah, he's awesome. It was great to meet you. Getting a lot of tattoos now. He was married to a lady I used to was a big fan of. That's Catherine Francois.
Hmm.
And that lady is also legend. Beautifully, the content about her. And you're the one who told me about how in Masters you have to pay to compete, and to me that makes sense.
I
Okay,
agree.
you're pro now. That's one thing when you're amateur, but then when you're pro, you have to
Correct.
pay to compete. I mean,
Correct.
and I think the Master Show is really blown up. Like the Legion Sports Fest, I know there's a picture of you with Olivia Bay, Lynn,
Dion.
yeah,
Yeah,
Lynn,
Dion,
yeah,
Lynn,
because
Dion.
Lynn Elm,
Yes.
yeah, because I keep in contact with Lynn. Lynn lives in South Carolina. She's my next door neighbor,
Oh,
and
awesome.
yeah, and she's I would say she I send a little thing or something like how I make those little pictures for your ladies and send it to you. I
Yes.
send them away so often too, and I show support because I think I just want to show my support to you ladies because you need as much support and recognition you deserve.
So yeah, no, they're great people, and yeah, unfortunately, you do have to pay in masters. It was I was surprised, but I think I was still kind of used to paying because it was my that was my first masters show. So I mean, that didn't surprise me, but unfortunately, yeah, we do have to pay for masters. But back to Milos, there were as a bodybuilder, I always looked up to. I mean, everyone has people that they look up to. For me, it's Milos, Charles Glass, and unfortunately Mountain Dog, who passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my three top. Anytime I go to the Olympia, the Arnold, I always look for them or see if they're going to be available for a training session, anything like that. I was able to train with Charles first. This was actually right after the pandemic. He had a seminar in Chula Vista over there at the gym. So headed over there, hop, skip, and a jump from Arizona. Got to train with him. Then Milos during the Powerhouse opening, Iris, Kyle, and Hide's Powerhouse opening over in Vegas. Got to train with him there. And then unfortunately, I didn't make it to see Mountain Dog because he had passed. But that would have been the Arnold because I would have hopefully had the opportunity to train with him around that time, but it didn't happen. So, I always look, I love women. Iris Kyle, I got to train with actually this past Olympia. Amazing. Of course, would I have to train with her back? She's known for her back. Amazing person. Not only just knowledgeable, but they're just so humble. All these athletes that people look up to. They're very well known. They're celebrities, but just so humble, so down to earth, just across the board. So I
Mm-hmm.
always
Yeah.
look forward to whenever I'm going somewhere, if there are going to be training opportunities, I definitely take advantage of that. Just because it could be. I always like to learn. I always like a new challenge, and if I'm doing some type of an exercise and there's one little tweak that Iris Kyle could have showed me or showed me that's going to help me grow my back, I'm all for it.
Yeah, because Iris is a legend. I mean, people like her, Linda Murray, and
Oh
when I
yeah.
went to Savannah, I got to see Linda Murray. I got to even meet Alina Popa. These women and men. People like you can't forget. Like I know Chris Cormier, he trains later. I did it with Marilyn Yee. People like some many legends in the sport.
Hmm.
When I got into bodybuilding, was my brother used to play football here in our hometown. He was a football star. He used to clutch the muscle max. And guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lee Haney,
Yep.
Lee Labrada, Lou Ferrigno, Lou, the original Hulk. Those guys were just something. Especially coming up in the '80s as a kid. You had the cartoons like He-Man, Thundercats, and all the
Oh
little,
yeah.
those. And you see them as superheroes. Then the women, y'all were just something totally different. If you check my IG, I posted a little video. It was Bev Francis
Hmm.
and Carla Dunlap just talking. And that was around by the time when they did the movie The Pumping Iron. I remember I saw that movie. I remember I saw both Pumping Iron and Pumping Iron too. And people don't understand that it's a lot of work to be a bodybuilder. It's not as simple. People are thinking, I just got to pop a few pills and lift a few weights. No, you have to be constant on a diet. You have to follow guidelines. You have to be consistent.
Hmm.
It's and to make those sacrifices, like you know, some ladies tell me that they lost friends because of the choice to become a bodybuilder. And you start out as you were an athlete, doing roller derby, and then You met people like Shannon and Sheena and just Shana and just you found your place. Now, what was that first feeling when you got on the stage the first time? Because you was figure before that, and then you switched up.
Actually, I think it's really exciting. I'm not one that gets nervous. I think I'm pretty good. I'm a pretty good client. I don't complain about my diet. I don't complain about cardio. Just tell me what to do, and I'm going to do it. Maybe I might complain internally, but I think for me, it's just a preparation that I go through, and I tell myself, you're going to suffer. You're going to feel crappy, but it's going to be worth it in the end. So when you get on stage, it's very gratifying that people are, especially your family and friends, when they're there. So if there's a local show here, I definitely try to take advantage of that because my family and friends don't travel with me. But to have that support, it's awesome. Just to hear people yelling, even if not a lot of your family and friends are there, just the support of the general audience, because they're there to support the sport as well as their family and friends that are on stage. So the feeling is just, it's again, definitely gratifying and competitive. I'm super competitive. I'm not catty or anything like that. I'm not a mean competitor, but I'm definitely super competitive. Yeah, it's a great feeling. Not only at the amateur level, I think there's definitely a little bit of anxiety, but once you've done a few shows, you know what to expect, and it just keeps. I think it continues to get better because the higher level you go, like on the pro stage, they they know what they're there for, the quality of muscle, the quality of athlete. So it becomes a little a higher level of family, friends who actually, their support, the support levels are a little more intense. So it's gratifying across the board. But there are times when I've only had my coach there. My coach definitely, he travels with me. He's Bo Moraga he's out of Phoenix, Arizona. Bo knows, and yeah, I've been very fortunate to have him at every single one of my shows, local and out of state. So I definitely always have that support as well.
Yeah, it's good to have the support. And speak about family. When you decided to tell your parents, like say, "Mom, Dad, I'm gonna be a bodybuilder," what was their first thoughts? What did they say to you? Like I said, I know first thing, if your mom was like any mom, said, "Honey, honey, child, I don't want you to get too manly. I want you to find the right person. I don't want you to scare off any potential husbands or something like that. I don't want to get manly."
Yeah, my parents know me. But I think they didn't like me playing roller derby, but they did go see me and they definitely supported me. That's definitely like a very physical sport, which I do miss. I miss the physical aspect. When I told them that I was retiring roller derby to become a bodybuilder, I don't think it was a surprise. I mean, I mountain biked for 20 plus years, so I think they're used to me telling them things like this and introducing them to my latest and greatest. But this is different. This is definitely a lifestyle. Um, they do support me. The one thing that I try to educate them on is terminology. So if I'm getting bigger, I try to tell my mom it's called bulking. She'll see me, she's like, "Oh, you look fat," or "You look big." I'm like, "Mom, it's called bulking," or why do you look skinny? Like, "Mom, I'm leaning out." It's just funny, because she doesn't understand the terminology. Neither does my family, but it's funny because within the bodybuilding community, if you tell somebody that, it's offensive. It's offensive. So I'm like, "Mom, you can't tell your daughter that." So it's fun. They definitely like to show off pictures of their daughter, to family and friends. So I think that's really cute, considering, I'm in my 40s and they're still showing pictures of their daughter and her latest sport. So I think that's kind of cute. But they're very supportive. They are. They always ask me about my shows. They know that when they call me, if I'm not working, I'm at the gym. So they understand my lifestyle and they are supportive.
And that's good to have a supportive family because, a lot of people have to deal with, as I talk about my channel, a lot of people have to deal, like, I remember I sent you that thing about with Whitney Jones that she's talking about how she has to deal with being that she's a mom and she has responsibilities. She went to her son's school function and then people are assaulting her. Talking about, I don't want to get like that. You shouldn't. But the fact is, you're an athlete. And like any athlete, you have to be in condition because you know what, you can't go on stage against people like Sarah Vigus and Tata Quayle, Brooke Walker, and not be at your best. Those women are the top level,
Yes.
and and to get there to like get to shows like Olympia, you have to really, really put in the work. But as mentioned the Arnold earlier, As you know, I don't talk about the Arnold because the fact is he did three things. You know, most recently he pushed out figure, which is much like female bodybuilding than any other divisions. You know, they wear high heels, and you wear high heels. Like one of my favorite Chris Rock says, a daddy job keeps daughter out of high heels. I used to work at a strip club, and I've seen a lot of that. And then it's been about almost 3 years ago we pushed out Physique, and then it's been nearly 10 years ago when he pushed out women's bodybuilding. And I'm gonna quote one of my favorite movies, and that is Batman Begins, when Ra's al Ghul to Bruce Wayne, only take care of an enemy. You walk by hiding quietly and stab them in the heart. And and people keep telling me, well, it's about money, but still, if you pay for the tickets and go to the show, if you don't like to watch the women's bodybuilding, you can walk out. You already paid your ticket, you already got your money, but it just raised up the prize money for men's open.
I saw that.
Yeah, $300,000. Where that's just $100,000 shy of the Olympia. And it's just you women, you ladies, you go to a show, your prize money is like at the most, if you're lucky, $5,000. Which these guys walk away with maybe just a regular show, not like the Arnold, maybe something like the Chicago Pro or the Tampa or the Leisure Special show, $30,000 to $40,000. It's just that's the money disparity. I would say I think you deserve release, maybe about $20,000-$50,000, maybe half, because we all know this is a fact of it. The men bodybuilding division is the bottom bitch of the IFBB and PC. They're the ones that bring the money, and you have bikini and wellness. The two, those two divisions. Those are the tits and ass divisions.
Yeah, they are, and I have yet to experience winning a purse, and fortunately, I'm not in the industry for the money. It's experience, it's reputation, it's competitiveness. So I think my perspective isn't there. And if I were a bodybuilder since I was 16, 20, something like that, and this was my career, I could completely understand the perspective on the winnings and the earnings. Across the board, yes, I believe that they're low across the board for women in general, regardless if it's the Olympia, the Arnold, or just any show in general, any pro show. Now, I also believe as a business owner that it is about the money. It is about what they want to see. So I think there's, and I've never spoken with any of these anyone in charge of production, but they have the time set, they have a limit, they have to fill that limit in, and what's going to be the most profitable. It's going to be filling it in with, obviously, bodybuilding isn't going anywhere. That's what started it. And I completely agree with that. Men's bodybuilding. I do believe that women's bodybuilding should come back across the board for every show. And then, of course, there's the other fillers. Who's going to make more money? If you have bikini, figure, wellness, fitness, women's physique, and bodybuilding, who do people want to go see? Who's going to bring in the most tickets? Unfortunately, we know who those are, and it's not us, and it's not women's bodybuilding, unfortunately. So, and they're catering to the masses. It is what it is. So hopefully that does change in the industry. Last year I saw women's physique competitor numbers just increase significantly. So hopefully that's the case with female bodybuilding as well. But I also saw some shows where there were maybe 2 female bodybuilders. So we have to compete, and then the production companies have to make it available for us to compete. So it's unfortunately it is this equation, and we all have to fill in the blanks. So how that happens, I think it's just a gradual over time. Again, last year to me were the highest numbers of women's physique competitors I've seen across the board. And I was following each show. So I think that's great. I mean, at the Arnold, at the Olympia, I think those numbers were just ridiculously crazy. Like how many people were on stage, because those weren't the top in the world. The top were like the top tier in those numbers, but maybe 40 through 60. What are you doing on stage? You looked amazing, but Arnold, best in the world. I mean, Olympia. So I'm glad that they actually took out the points, because it should be the best of the best. So you get your Olympia qualification, you win a show, you get to go. I mean, it was great for the people who got to step on stage. Don't get me wrong. If I were one of them, I would get to say, hey, I was an Olympian. I was on stage. But I'm glad that they are changing that for the 2023 year. But yeah, unfortunately, women still have the low purses, and I think it's going to be that way for a few years. Thank you, Wings of Strength, for coming around and bringing the offerings, the purses, shouting out to women, and just being able to showcase women in general. All divisions, again, all divisions. I'm not against bikini. I'm not against wellness, figure, any of those categories. I'm supportive of women in general as athletes, but you'll see the numbers again. They will decrease significantly as you go up to women's physique, bodybuilding. So I'm again, thank you for Wings of Strength, Alina, and all your team for bringing that forward. But because they do get to showcase, and that's what a lot of these female bodybuilders get to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Well, you know, they did have the ambassador program, and you heard that they
yes,
shut it down. I think they say they're supposed to go another route or something like that. And it's hard for women bodybuilders to get sponsors compared to like bikini, wellness, figure. Even it's hard for some physique competitors to get sponsors.
mm-hmm,
And and you see now, even though with physique, you're crowded. You do a show like I do. I do my videos when I talk about a show. I sometimes, if it's like nearly 30 physique competitors, I have to say, you know what, I have to do a separate video for physique and a separate one for bodybuilding, because it's just, if I do one on physique and talk about other competitors, it's gonna take me almost 30 minutes to finish the video. And I said, I gotta cut it. I got two different videos. And then I see one thing. I see sometimes there's some physique competitors who could jump over bodybuilding if they want, and
yes,
because if you gotta think about it, you go to a show and you compete in physique, and you see like 20 other girls in the physique division, and there's like maybe 4 or 5 girls in bodybuilding. And if you have those, is the terminology, the muscle bellies and all that stuff,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know what? Let me do this. Let me do this as just as a precaution. Let me learn also the poses for women's bodybuilding. So if I know a lady who I did an interview with, Stacey Nunez. She competed at Puerto Rico in 2021. She was doing physique, but she switched over to women's bodybuilding. And and she did pretty good. I think she made top 4 at that show because there's only 6 competitors. And it's just that I think some women kind of like have that mentality, like if I go over the women's bodybuilding, I lose my femininity. But like I say, if you look at some women now, like Andrea Shaw, and you look at people like Sheena Oleg, you look at there's some amazing, beautiful women in the sport of bodybuilding. We got somebody that came through here, and this is the female bodybuilder channel. Yo, appreciate you, brothers. We just talked about you earlier. I think that might be JB, or if it's AJ. I really appreciate you guys for coming through, and you guys make good content. And these ladies in bodybuilding. I mean, and these are the guys that I really admire. It was a couple years ago they shot me out when they shot me out, and I said really appreciate that, because the fact is, being one of the few content makers on here who, especially on YouTube, which gives opportunity for women in bodybuilding, and it's just like, he's also saying, he says guests. So I know a while back I talked to AJ, and he said he just recorded some interviews. So I see the AJ or JB, because I know JB, I think he's recovering he got sick a while back, and and I hope he's doing well. He said he's supposed to be coming back, and and I think he's recovered. And this is the thing about this sport. It is people, like I said again, they see you ladies and you see these men and thinking, oh, all I gotta do is pop some steroids and take some pills, something like that, and then put some on, and I can go on stage. No, it takes hard work, training.
It's not that easy.
You have to, because it was easy, everybody would do it, but it's not. You'll sometimes you gotta make sacrifices. And folks, if you want to reach out to Monica, her social media stuff in the description. Check her out. Support her path in sport of bodybuilding. Support her also on social media. But guys, I gotta say this, because this is just my thing to say this, because some guys out there, no D-pics, guys. Don't send that weird shit. Women don't like that. Even women who are regular women don't like. No one want to see your tiny Tony. No one want to see your pickle. No one want to see that. You be genuinely, we reach out to these women. I know we see somebody like Monica on the stage. She's shredded. She's pumped up. You get that little pop tint in your shorts. But stop it. think about what you do before you do it. My man, this is right here. Female Body Channel says, "Thanks a lot. I'm going well. Hey Monica," he says. "Hey Monica." I think that's
Hey,
JB.
female bodybuilding channel.
Yeah, I think
Thanks
it's
for all the
JB.
support.
Yeah, and I think the thing is that one thing was back in the day, bodybuilding used to be on like regular television. You can used to
Yes.
catch it on NBC. You can
Yes.
used to catch it on cable like ESPN,
Yep.
and but now you only time you can catch it either online or like
Streams.
you're streaming or on YouTube.
Hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, it's. I think I was having a conversation about this with Rob. He is Rob Pick over here in Arizona. He's a photographer, bodybuilding as well, and yeah, we were actually just having this conversation about how it used to be, but again, we're not in charge. It's what the masses want to see. Unfortunately, that's what these networks are going to cater to. That's what these production companies, the bodybuilding, production companies are catering to. What it's all about business. What's going to make us money? How are we going to profit? What do people want to see? And if, unfortunately, that's where people like you are underrated and underappreciated because you give us these shout outs, just like the female bodybuilding channel as well. We greatly appreciate all of it.
Yeah. He also is saying, yes, always be nice and polite. Appreciate that. And he also said, Rob Sims, kudos.
Yes.
And we
Yes.
got
Rob
here
Sims.
my man Raheem Hamilton. Hello, Queen of the Amazons. I think he's talking to you.
Yeah, that's but back to that the female bodybuilding in general. Just I when I first started, my goal was to be a female bodybuilder. Not, I mean, I just I feel like it's not I feel going from women's figure to women's physique is definitely it's you have to have patience to build muscle. You really do. Like you said, if everybody was popping steroids and growing, everyone would do it and everyone would be, the Hulk. That's just not how it works. So we also have to think about our health. We have to think about our age. We have to think about the longevity. How long do we want to be in the sport? Is it going to be, and how long do we want to be competitive? So there's lots of factors to take into consideration in what we individually want to do, want to take, how we want to compete, what divisions we want to compete in. And no, it's not that easy. It's an equation. And if you have the right support team, right coach, doctors, I mean, it goes further. It goes further into it as well. Supportive doctors, support, everyone who knows. If you have that team who's knowledgeable, then you're definitely going to have that great support system, and you will be able to last longer in the sport. So it's not easy. I considered moving into female bodybuilding, which it's definitely not off the table because I want to continue to grow. I do, and I'm going to as long as I can. And we'll see what happens. But I've been told that I look like a bodybuilder, but at the same time, I'm waiting for a judge to tell me that. When a judge tells me that, then I would definitely consider that. That's not off the table at all. As far as femininity, I don't think they lose their femininity. I mean, like you said, you mentioned some Olympians there. They look amazing. I mean, what's not feminine? Muscle, because that's the only thing I can think of. Other than that, they look amazing. And yeah, you're always going to have those people who are mean. You're always going to have those people who are haters. You're going to have people who send you things. And I mean, I've experienced that from the beginning. And there were times when I'm like, oh, I have a few minutes here. Let me respond. And then I told myself, stop. These people have nothing better to do. Just don't give them your energy. Don't give them your time. It's not worth it. So what is it? Cat Williams. Like Cat Williams said, if you don't have any haters, then you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You don't have any haters. So I welcome. Yeah. I welcome everyone.
like one of my favorite characters was like Dave Chappelle, the player head of the year. So like, let them hate till they can't hate no more. And another man said a wise thing. This is Jay-Z. This is for one of his say. A wise man told me never argue with fools. From a distance, no one can tell who is who. And you don't ever want to waste your time and energy on these people. And the funny thing is, like, these would be the same people when you're on you're like on your regular social media way saying like, she's too manly, I don't, yeah. And then next you know, no more than maybe a few minutes later, that in your inbox and your DM said, hey Monica, I think you're cute. I want to talk to you, but the thing is, some guys don't want to feel like, I don't want anybody to know that I'm a fan of female bodybuilders. They think I'm gay, but the thing is, you're not gay. If you like, it's just a different form of woman. So like I said, I'm from the South. I'm from North Carolina. All women are a little bit, I didn't meet my first female bodybuilder till about this May when I went to, got a guy named Glenn Young Sr., who has his magazine, Amazon Fitness. And he had a release party. And I got to meet some women like, Marianne Wachowski, also Amanda Schnooks, a couple of ladies who are amateurs and pro levels, and got to meet these women. I was kind of nervous my first time. I mean, being a fan of bodybuilding for a long time, never been to a show, never, follow these days on social media, watch them on like TV and also on on the internet. But then to meet some people, and then to go to Savannah this past year when I got to meet Alina Popa, when I got to meet Annie Revicchio, who I've been a fan. She just has some, back in the day, Annie had one of those amazing physiques. I mean, a great body, Alina, I saw Linda Murray. She smiled at me. I wish I could talk to her, but she's busy. And then meet people like Donna Salive and another person whose name I did not speak on my channel. And, and to even talk to these ladies for a minute. Like I said, that's why I said I wish I was able to talk more with, Amy. But I was, like I say, I was still kind of in this kind of my being that first time, I kind of a little bit shy. I don't want to. Sometimes these ladies could be, especially after a show, y'all dehydrated, you're hungry, you're like, what do you want to talk to me, little man? And I just want to be respectful. But like I said, get to know you ladies and meet you ladies and do content about you ladies. It's just much respect you. We got my man here. Female Body Channel says, kudos to Glenn. Yeah, Glenn's a great guy. And also they love Annie. And Annie, get to meet her. I reached out to her for an interview, but she's a busy lady. I can understand that. But like I said, just doing this content and give you ladies a platform to share your stories. I know one lady told me, like, she said, I'm kind of shy. I don't want to, I don't think you'd be interested. But like I said, you never know, because once people hear your story, they really, find, like I said, say like this, there's some aspects of, where we share. Like, I know I did even one lady, she said she had issues with overeating. I still have some issues about, I kind of break some of those habits. And I did one lady say, wow, she came up, was kind of struggling when she was poor like that. So yeah, I was like that too. And I see some aspects of these women in myself. And this is why I like to give y'all ladies a chance to share your stories. It's a man, Raheem. I met and talked to Dwayne Johnson when I was at an extra on SNL years ago. Wow, I remember the episode he was on there. Then I think it was the episode when his first time, or was it when he played the Rock Obama? That was crazy. I love that. I don't watch Saturday Night much like I used to, but it's a great show. This is from the Tigress. Monica, just tell them like I do. If muscles make a woman look like a man, then lack of muscles make a man look like a woman. They always seem to shut them up real quick. Yeah. And also, one lady told me she used to say that she just got sent her D pics, and what she did, she saved them, and then when the guy sent her some, she sent them back. That was crazy. And I think there's one guy I remember. I don't know, him. His name is Charles. What's Charles' last name? He's a bodybuilder. He's men's 212, and I was doing an interview with him and his wife. That was and he told me how sometimes guys will see him dig pics too, and he'll send them back to him also himself. But yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, I've gotten both. I've gotten female and male pics. Believe me, it's out there. I've gotten everything.
That surprised me, because you told me that. It surprised me when you told me that women said stuff like that. I mean, one thing we guys, you said, you mean women see pussy pictures? I mean, pee pictures? I mean,
you name it, I've gotten it. Requests, pictures. I mean, from both genders. Yeah.
I mean, I'm like I said, women. That's hey, if women see me, someone, hey, I say, yeah, thank you. I mean, it's like I said, I'm like that. Jodeci song. It's been a long time since I touched a lady. It's crazy how people say. Okay, my man Raheem says, I know women who don't have muscles, and I act like men are those guys that date them gay, and that's just true, because it's like this. I do have a little man crush on Vin Diesel. I think he has a sexy voice. That remember in the movie, Knock on Boat says 500. That's how many fights you take. And also the Fast and Furious movies. But like I said, you are still a woman. You're an attractive woman. And to bring in this other guy, he's the other guy. This is that's the wrong guy. I forgot to change guys. That's my man, the Lord of the Wall. But I should bring in my Joker. That's the wrong guy. He says you are beautiful, but I bring in the wrong guy. I forgot to change guys. But yeah, you ladies, you are women. You still women. It doesn't matter. You put on a little muscle. You put on makeup. You get your hair done. You like get your things done. And I think men, if you're comfortable, um with yourself as a man, like I think I had someone say like they feel like some men be nervous, but all you gotta do is say, hey, just talk to them. Don't overlook the muscle part. Just see you as a woman. That's one look at you. Got your glasses on, you look nice, get your hair done. You get it off of me, thank you. And and this is I think, man, we should appreciate the women. The man Raheem says, who who's seen dick pics? A lot of guys in there, you know. And he says, yeah, that's lame. Some guys still do it. And he says, I'm old school. I don't like DM. I'd rather meet and talk to a woman face to face. DMs is not my style. And that's all depending on what your style is, But I think one thing which should be, I think a big requirement is we talk about with the cost of being a bodybuilder, is that I think it should be more, I think, benefits. Not, I know you're not doing it for the money, but once you get your pro card, there should be more benefit for you, because the fact is it costs you between your hair, your makeup, your posing suits, travel. I mean, and you're doing the show, you may not win. I think it should be a little bit like anything, like any big sport, where in which they have more benefits to you. So, okay, you save it, like, okay, if you pay for your blood work, pay for your insurance when something happens to you, you get sick. I mean, a lot of you got to do stuff out of your pocket. And this sport is, some people call it as a hobby sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. And I mean, all of those perks and incentives would be nice. And I think people, unfortunately, so I've met a ton of females and males in the industry over the past 7-8 years since I started meeting bodybuilders and going to shows, local and expos. And there's a combination of people who are career oriented, have their careers already, and then bodybuilding is a hobby, such as myself. It's for me, it's more of a passion, because my life is work, my career, I own a company, and then bodybuilding. So that's it. If I'm not doing one, I'm doing the other. And then there are some bodybuilders who that's their life. So they're trainers. That's what they do 24/7. They have clients, they're training. And so the goal is to win a show, win that purse, that prize money, and then move on to the next one and continue to do that. And that's great. I mean, Ashley Kiltwasser, she can make a career out of that. She's the most winning, 38 or 39 show wins, like in her whole life. And each of those wins comes with a purse. Kudos. I mean, that's awesome. Great for her. I'm thinking, and again, she's the most winning. So she's bikini. Again, it's doable. So I guess that's the point I'm trying to make, is it's doable to make that a career and earn a living off of it. But then there's also sponsors, there's sponsorships. That would be great if one of the perks of becoming a pro would be to have those incentives. I mean, blood work would be awesome, or, et cetera. Things that we know that we need, the hair, the makeup, in order to compete. It's just who would provide that? Would it be the IFBB? Would it be, sponsors? How would that work? So that's something that they would have to think about and set up. But yeah, those would be great. And I believe at this point, it's just up to the individual to find those sponsors to do that for you, as opposed to the IFBB. You find those sponsors to help you get further within the IFBB and then win that purse. It's the way it's set up now, which to me, I'm okay with that. That's fine. But I do wish the purses were larger for the women who are up there competing for that money. And hopefully it does get to that point at some point. I do, if you recall, was it last year, Sarah put up her own money. Sarah Viegas put up her own money to make, is it
for two shows?
Pro? Twice, 20K. Or I think it was a total of 20K.
It was, I think it was 15K at the Texas show. Mm-hmm. And it was 20K. It was one of the shows that the Italian won out of the 5 shows you did after the Olympia, and it was 20 show at Pittsburgh.
Yes.
And that's good. I mean, I posted that, and then somebody said she shouldn't be doing that. But the thing you got to think about it, who else is going to do it? If it's not someone in the industry who is, and she has a rich husband, they always go to the Olympia in a little jet by every year, and she was kind of. Yeah, yeah. She was kind of off this year. I mean, she, I think somebody told her try to get a little softer, and that
Hmm.
will mess her up because I know one lady who's I'm a friend with. She saw on Natalia, I think maybe a month or two before the Olympia, and she said Natalia was just got swole because Natalia's always been kind of. You remember Natalia was a figure girl herself, like you,
Yes.
and and people always say that Natalia should have won, but Sarah was on her game point. I mean, that's why she beat Shanique, and then she won again. But then I think she made a mistake about this is what happened to Iris Kyle back in 2005 when
Hmm.
she lost to Yaxini O'Keefe. She decided to come a little softer, and Yaxini came in shredded and conditioned,
Yes.
and that's how she lost that year. There's a good chance that you don't know. I mean, this might be Natalia's only Olympia, depending if Sarah comes in and just blows the water out this year.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. She did. I think reading a post, she said they intentionally came in a little softer because they thought that's what they were looking for. And again, sometimes it's confusing. I did pose a question they had a women's NPC women's workshop here in Chandler in Arizona last weekend, and all female. So another awesome female opportunity for amateurs as well. There were some pros there. Both Sarah and Natalia were there, so we got to pose with both of them, and just talk shop. So I definitely feel like yeah, the softness was intentional. Could she have come in harder if they knew that or wanted that option? 100%. So I agree. I'm pretty sure Sarah has the opportunity to come back again next year. Natalia looked great. She was the most shredded I've ever seen her, and I've been to a few of the Olympias, and I've seen her in person a few times at events and posing seminars. So yeah, I mean it's anybody's, but yeah, I agree that yeah, Sarah definitely can come back and take that easily.
Yeah, I think I was really rooting for Brooke Walker because I think,
Oh, she's amazing.
yeah, I mean, I heard people talk about Brooke how really she's down chick, and I think if she just came in just a little bit better condition in both
Yes,
Natalia and Sarah, and she has that look, she has that the big
girl
blonde
next
hair,
door.
girl next
Yes,
door, Southern
yes.
from Arkansas. She had
Oh
that
yeah.
Arkansas. I think she probably would have took it, but I think she just didn't come in and she won. I mean, I talk about her on my social media. I get a video. I know you follow me, Angie. I get a video where I played R. Kelly. She ready. She do a slow mo thing and she has an amazing
Yes,
body. She has a
yes.
great look. We got a man balls deep. He said, "What up and salute." He said, "Yeah, that's his name, balls deep." Peace and
Uh,
blessings to the chat. He also says, she's sexy and swole as AF. He always say that he's repeating himself. Chicago in here, yeah, we know you're from
nice.
Chicago. He says also smash the like button, and this is my man, Raheem said, Bobby used to be on ESPN.
Yes,
Yeah, I used to remember I used to be on ESPN because you so
I
sometimes
remember
like,
that.
yeah, I remember when sometimes I didn't like I had a job where I worked 4 days a week, 10 hours a day, and then sometimes I'm off on weekends and I can catch the Bobby shows on ESPN, which is show
Yes.
it. And and it's just as I said again, it's just you talk about how it's about what marketing want. You see now you see poker, cornhole, bowling's been around for a long
Right.
time.
Pole dancing.
You remember they added to the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic a few years ago. Pole
They
dancing.
had it last year.
Yeah, still have it.
They
They just
had
start doing the slap.
slapping. I
This
mean, yeah,
this
but
is
no
slap
women's
contest
physique.
now. They do a slap contest now. I think I saw a video with Arnold sitting
Yes.
when they do a slap contest. It was like I think it was Logan Paul was there, and Arnold sitting there going, because because I know UFC just started having a
Yes.
slap contest. I don't know, let's not slap me. I mean, but like I said, also my man, Balls, you like to say, flex for me, beautiful. No, she's not gonna flex for you, man.
You get
She's
some traps. I'm like,
getting
I can't
traps.
see. Am
You
I in
get
the right
this. That's
light?
all you
I'm
get
in the
is
right
traps.
light.
Take the traps. That's all you get. You taking the
Yes,
traps.
you get some traps.
You get some traps. And that's like nice traps. You're like, I used to study massage therapy. You want a massage therapist? What are you for? Oil or you for lotion? That's the perfect speech out of me. A man, Rahi says, have anyone pitched to network to air bodybuilding shows? And that thing is, most networks, they're not going to pitch. I mean, I used to say sometimes, you have the golfing channel, you have the tennis channel, you have basketball. It'd be great if somebody do like a network for bodybuilding. But the thing is, you got to find some people want to, sponsor it. If you can get, like I would say, major corporations to back bodybuilding, like like something like maybe some like I don't say you're not gonna get Nike, but you can say maybe like Adidas
Mm-hmm.
or maybe like Coca Cola, because I think they make Coca Cola make Perel or something. Or no, I think they do vitamin water. I know a lot of you competitors drink that for, especially when you want to get
Yeah.
hydrated. And you Propel, or even some big name apparels, the back bodybuilding. I think that would help it. I mean, I was talking with somebody like my man Big Keith, Big Keith Williams, his wife Tina Williams, and I talk about how he was talking about how The Rock wanted to get into
Yeah.
bodybuilding,
I
because
remember
he's a
that.
big bodybuilding fan, and it's Shaq O'Neal, Shaquille O'Neal too.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with that idea. Weren't they supposed to do something with that like a couple years ago?
Well, I think they said they want to do something like a show that's kind of like in between the Olympia and Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic. But I think the main concern, I think they're afraid that the show will overshadow both those shows. But the thing is, if you bring in something like a big name like The Rock, who's a bigger name, almost bigger than Arnold, maybe bigger than Arnold, you'll have people that will follow. People will follow the next, the big stars. If you have legit big name celebrities who are fan of bodybuilder and who support it, people would say, you know what, if The Rock likes it, I might like it. And and it's just they just need. I think Jake and the whole thing with the Manion thing. I mean, the Manions, oh my god, it's a mess right now. And it's just somebody needs to step up, especially maybe better prize money for the women, more shows. As women bodybuilding, they only have at least 8 shows as qualifiers. You really I won't say count the Rising Phoenix. If Andrews is the Rising Phoenix, then it's not really Olympic qualifier for anybody. But and then I was talking about how they should, that whole Arizona Pro, the whole Rising Phoenix, know those ladies who qualified should compete it. This should have been a show which you get opportunity for ladies who didn't get by points or won a show to get opportunity to earn their qualification. But it's a lot of politics we talk about.
Oh,
Here's my
100%.
man. Balls deep. Unfortunately, networks will be seeing bodybuilding not as profitable like battle rap. Yeah, yeah, like get a rap.
Yeah.
And this is here from you. Do not need to shout balls deep. Yeah, yeah. No all caps balls deep. You need all caps.
Yeah,
And
there's a show. I almost feel like it would be like a niche, maybe something like on Netflix or something. If right now, if you've seen that show 100, it's based in Korea, and what they do is they found like all of their fitness people. I think there were about 50 of them. Some are bodybuilders, some are MMA fighters, dancers, wrestlers, all types of competitors, and they put them through like these really cool events. I think the first one was like who could hang the longest, like almost like a pull up type, but there was this contraption they had to hang on to, and I think the longest person was there for, and I think he was like a drill sergeant in their army or something for about 10 minutes. But it's and then the next one was wrestling. They had to like fight for a ball, and it's who could hold on to it the longest. So unfortunately, that's not bodybuilding per se, and I think that's just how the masses see it, as entertainment, not like a baseball or a basketball where it's profitable. They don't see it like that. So it's going to be a show on Netflix and then it's going to be gone. And that's what's happening with this show here. And unfortunately, I think that's why we don't see it on ESPN anymore, or these large networks.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and Ball State, like we're here to Ball State. If they make golf profitable, why not bodybuilding? You got people who are walking with a stick for like Tiger Woods makes. Tiger Woods, he was the one who changed the face of golfing because he brought in big companies like Nike in there, and it really kind of blew up. You look at tennis, like the Williams sisters. I mean, more black people started watching tennis. Shout out to Vanessa, Serena, and Venus. They brought in more numbers because it was something different and people different. And also, my man, Female Body Channel, maybe they do not want or have not the plan. Who knows? And yeah, it is, but it's just about planning. And also, socially norms aren't ready for that. Yeah, I know. And Ball Steve, still yelling. And I used to watch ESPN. Linda Murray is the GOAT. And yeah, Linda Murray is one of the ladies who brought a look in bodybuilding that, not a lot of people seen. Very great lines, great feminine. I think, truthfully, Linda Murray was supposed to be the blueprint for your division physique. If you look at her, if you go back like this, if you take the divisions, as
Yes.
they're getting to a little bit close. There's the lines getting thin. If you go like this, Like you go like back to Rich McLeish. Her and those ladies were like the blueprint for figure.
Yes.
Then you go back to Corey Everson, Sandy Riddell, those ladies, they were the blueprint for I would call excuse me for a moment. Just talk to the people for a while I'm I gotta take care of this real quick. I mean, sorry. Just I'm sorry, it just I don't know why people want to bother me when I do something, but just talk for a bit because I take care of this door. Thank you.
So yeah, hi everyone. How's it going, Balls Deep? I don't think I can look at your chat. I'm sure it's freezing in Chicago. But anyway, it's really nice and 68 and sunny over here in Arizona. While I'm chatting with you guys, I'd like to give a shout out to my coach, Bo Moraga, over in Phoenix, Arizona. He's got a new gym called The Weight Room. So if you're in Arizona, come check it out. DM me, and I will give the address. Don't forget to get your body work done. I use Nita with Kinetic Integration. She's also local. I get my chiropractic work done. I'm giving my shout outs, George. I'm giving my shout outs while I'm waiting for you. Are you there?
Hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Hello?
I can hear you.
What's going on here? Hello?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
You're on mute?
No.
What's going on? I don't know. I didn't put you on mute. I can't hear you, but you can hear me.
Yes.
What's going on? Let me just keep talking if you can hear you. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, sorry. It's just I don't know. Give me a minute. I'll try to figure it out. I don't know what's going on with my sound. Should be.
So yeah, support female and female bodybuilders.
I don't know.
In all categories.
What's going on? What's going on? It's just what happened. I had sound. You can hear me, but I can't hear you. Oh, what's going on with this? Let me do this for a second. Let me take myself out. I'll be right back. I just know what's going on here. What's going on? Let me just leave for a second. No, I'm not gonna leave through. What happened? I mean, I had sound and I was hearing you. Let me back in. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can I hear you? I can't hear you. Did you put yourself on mute?
No.
What's going on? It was, I don't know. Oh, folks, I'm having technical difficulties. I don't know why I can't hear. I can't hear her. I was hearing it pretty good. I mean, I just stepped away for a moment because I had somebody at the door bother me. I had to get rid of them. And what is going on? I can't hear you, but you can hear me. Let me. What you do? Having issues. I'm having issues, and I gotta click this here real quick. Name. George MacArthur. I can't hear my friend. I mean, I don't know what's going on. It's just you can hear me, but I can't hear you. Can anybody who's on here, can you hear Monica speak?
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
I mean, this is I don't know what's going on. Okay, I clicked it to add to. You see, I don't know what's going on here. Let me remove you and bring you. Just let me remove you and come back in because you still got the link. All right. All right. Can I speak?
Can you hear me? Better?
What's going on? It's I get, forget it. These guys, they're not helping me anything. What's going on here? I can't. Look, let me see. Let me see. Let me take myself out and come back in. Let me see. Okay,
Can you hear me?
I don't know what's going on. Like, folks, this is crazy. This is crazy. I just do this interview. You go out, just totally, just take yourself out, and I'll bring you back in. Just click, just go out. Okay. All right. Folks, I don't know what's going on here. Um, I don't know why I can't hear her anymore. I mean, what's going on? Let me check something here. I mean, sound. I have sound. Wait a minute.
I'm back.
Oh, thank you. Whatever it was, I finally figured it out. This is, I rarely have these things. They come up. I don't know. I might have bumped something. I don't know, but I do appreciate you to keep talking with the people. Right here, I got these comments here. I want to catch up with my comments here because I took a step away because how people are sometimes. I don't know why people want to bother you when you try to do something. We got my man. You know, uh, Balls Deep. I used to watch ESPN and in the Merger Girl. Yeah, I said that. He also says marketing your stars in bodybuilding. Yeah, that's one thing that need to happen. Also, maybe you cannot relate to the results of as normal. Yeah. Also, they have a market them, and he says, "Yes, Lord," and whatever he's talking about, and they have to market them outside of bodybuilding. And that's where I'm started because yes, it's marketing. It's one thing. I mean, I was talking with somebody saying, what, people like Andrew Shaw, and I would say we should do more. If she can get some media talk, I mean, talk to some people in the big markets like like Good Morning America, something like I know I saw a lady who I'm a fan of. She's a wrestler, Kate J. Cargill. She was on the talk show. Back in the day, you used to see bodybuilders on talk shows like Maury Povich, Sally Jesse Raphael, Jimmy Jones, Montel Williams was the biggest bodybuilding fan in Schmo.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with all of that. I mean, you're gonna have to have some huge support, some huge support and money to back all that up and get it started at least, and see how the mass responds. I am barely seeing these comments now, and one question is my shows this year. So I do plan on applying for the Masters Olympia. That deadline's in April. We know at the end of April whether or not we will be accepted. 15 people from each category, and it will be in Romania at the Romania Muscle Fest in August. So we'll see what happens there. But as far as go ahead.
I don't think it's gonna be Romanian Muscle Fest because the Romanian
Or
Muscle Fest is
what's the other
November.
Romanian show?
It's gonna be the Master Show is gonna be in August, and I think it's somewhere in Romania, but it's not part of the Romanian Muscle Fest. That
Okay,
show is in November because
you're
they
right.
pushed,
Yes,
yeah,
you're correct.
because they pushed the Olympia back to November, and Romania is like a week or so after.
I
It's
think it's the
that's
last show, like one of the last qualifiers, correct?
no, it's the first qualification for bodybuilding and physique for next year.
Okay, so it's after.
Yeah, because
Okay, okay, I see what
you
you're saying.
remember, that mess that I think people said it was a mess in Nevada when they brought it back to Vegas. Because the last 2 years they had it in
Orlando.
Orlando, and then they brought it back to Vegas, and then people said they got sick. I know you got sick. I know I was talking to Danielle Willis to get interviewed that Christmas Eve. She said she was still recovering. Then I was talking to one lady, she just recovered pneumonia. I know I was talking to Branka Najogovic. She said she was recovering. I mean, a
Yes,
lot of people got sick. I mean, one lady
yes.
told me that she took a shower and the water was so bad she got ashy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is Vegas too. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, and I know that on the news there was a COVID outbreak while I was there as well. So, unfortunately. a lot of
Yeah.
us did were affected by that. But yeah, and also, I mean, strategically, I think I'd like to also hit a show early in the year as well, like a domestic show here, and we'll see what happens. The list came out already. You sent it to me as well. I remember
Mm-hmm.
that. So I mean, there's some nice shows. There's Vancouver in April as well, and then it just goes from there. Pittsburgh and every month after that. So yeah, started a little prep, starting to cut, started some cardio here. So yeah, it's brewing. It's brewing. We'll see what happens
Yeah,
this year.
it's a lot of hard work. My man Raheem says that here's an idea. Have you top stars rock Nike gear during the top show all the time? That would take a look at the top stars. Yeah, some Andrew Shaw, like Nick Walker, or some of those guys wear Nike stuff. They might be
Mm-hmm.
interested in it. My sister teach the Tigress. Yeah, I just did a international ad campaign for the Diesel clothing brand.
Nice,
Congratulations! Plus, she has her
nice.
documentary, "I Am the Tigress." That should be
Yes,
Oscar
I was going to ask
nominated.
about that. I was going to
Yeah,
ask about that. Is it on? I know that it would film or it debuted. Was it last year
it it,
overseas?
it debuted about almost a couple of years ago.
A couple years ago
Yeah.
overseas. Is it available to see in the States
Well,
now?
you can you if you I'll send you her IG if you follow her on
Oh,
IG.
I do follow her. Yes.
Yeah, you can reach her. She says you can find it in some places. You have to pay for it.
Okay.
Because sometimes it's not free. You have to still pay for it. I know there's been a couple of shows. She got nominated for one show. She got nominated for another. She won an award
Nice.
another show. And I mean, like saying they need to bring that big. I watched it. It's a great documentary. It tells a real story about her. And I think I told her, say, hey, it should be Cannes Film Festival. I think it should be Oscar, nominated. I mean, I think Oscars. Hey, hey. I know there's a Smoes out there who works for the Oscars. Hey, get my sister the Tigress is I'm the Tigress there. I mean, there's been documentaries that have been overdone overseas that have been out for 2 or 3 years and finally get
Hmm.
Oscar nominated. It shouldn't be that hard. I mean, we got a man, the field Babington. There's no Nike bikini out there. Well, you might get if somebody to make it. Somebody can make a Nike bikini, and also there's a lot of okay. I step away. There's a lot of. I mean, I got a lot of people want to make comments. It really, my man says, here we go. You see, I think he says like I can host the show if they need be.
That
I'm
was
back,
when you
man.
couldn't hear me.
Yeah, I got back. And also, the Tigers want to ask you, what's the next show? You
Yeah.
already mentioned it, and also, some of you said pull your headphones. I did that, but it was something else. I got it correct. And also, we got here my man Raheem. I hear both of you guys. Yeah, thank you, man, for and Fear Bobby Chan says, yeah, still in Germany, Tigris. Man, Omar Costa says, you're beautiful, and
Thank you,
sounds
Omar.
clear. Yeah. And also one thing he said, Omar says, the voices of these women are so sexy. Yeah, he thinks you're sexy. And and Roman Rahim said, San Diego was discovered by Germans in 1984. True story. San Diego means a lot of water in German. That's kind of and yeah, I think if we if this is why I say like this, and I mentioned this, if you are a guy out there who is a fan of bodybuilding, who wants to support the sport, who wants to support the women in the sport, be genuine in your interest. Like people like Monica, she's a businesswoman, but you know what? It doesn't hurt to have a sponsor. That takes a little pressure off you in your wallet, and be interested. But here's the thing: is guys, don't do these things like Monica, I see your stuff, and you're kind of pretty, and you kind of get me excited, can you send me this? And no, stop it. Think about what you say before you say it. These ladies, they have enough to deal with people harassing them, tell them that hey, you're trying to be a man, all that shit. And it's bad enough guys like you who make me schmoes like myself look bad. Be someone saying, I'm generally interested, Miss Perez, to see you go to your next level, and I would like to support you, to the next level of bodybuilder. That's what you want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, and my man here, Ti was a regional TV last year before a show. Ti, let's talk about. And also, my man Raheem said she needs to hire a publicist, and that's one thing I think a lot of bodybuilders can use because if you can get somebody who can support you and maybe get you on um, any kind of platform, be it local news, something like I said again, like the big news stations, like CBS, ABC.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said this one time, I had to talk with Raheem how what like people like I would say like people like Rashana Boswell, Andrea Shaw, Angela Yo, um, you know, um, Sarah Vilgas, Natalia Cuejo, if they can get people to say, "Oh, well, try to get you on local news. Let's try to get you on national news. Let's try to get you on a platform we can talk about sport about people who are curious about bodybuilding. That'd be a good thing." Um, my sister, the Tiger, says we were nominated again.
Yeah.
Congratulations, now nomination, and also hit me, Monica. I will send you a link to the full film. So yeah,
Nice.
get it up, and and it's just you know, I think as a fan, I like to see female bodybuilder get more recognition. Be it I would say the true women's bodybuilding is women's bodybuilding, physique, figure, and maybe a bit it's fitness because those three divisions spun off women's bodybuilding. It wasn't for them; they wouldn't be women's bodybuilding. Now with bikini, it was kind of pulled in, but you got to remember when it started out, bodybuilding kind of started off like bikini, but it kind of grew its own way. It kind of went their own separate ways. And
Yes.
wellness is kind of bits like bodybuilding. Like I seen girls. I just saw one girl. She did the Olympia. Samantha Jeering. She just announced she's going over to. She's a figure competitor, and she's
Okay.
going over to wellness. And this girl, I've seen videos of her. One of my followers mentioned to me, and the girl, she really, she's really more. I think she's afraid of going up to physique,
Mm-hmm.
and she felt like I go over the wellness. I think it'd be more conducive for me for my career.
Yeah. I mean, and again, it depends on what your goal is. What your goal is. Is your goal to get sponsors? Is your goal to, I mean, if we look at some wellness competitors, they're doing amazing. That's what people want to see. I like to see that. Don't get me right. It looks great. I think wellness has an ideal physique. It's beautiful. There's not, it's beautiful. There's muscle there as well. Yeah. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But if that is your goal to obtain as many sponsorships as you can, then you have to think about the companies who would be interested in sponsoring your physique because ideally you are representing their product with your physique, and that's why they're approaching you in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's her goal, then she's probably better off going to a wellness or staying less muscular, unfortunately, because again, if we're talking about society and the masses, that's what they want to see.
Mm-hmm. And I think she's a pretty girl. I know this other girl. I think I follow. Her name is Blanca Sills, and she does figure. She
Mm-hmm.
started as bikini. She does figure, and and on her social media, this girl, she's kind of like she could push wellness, but she could go up to physique. She's very attractive, has a great look. I mean, I even mentioned to her, what she said, what she's going to do. She said, "Well, she's kind of on the fence right now." And I did an interview a while back. I think you did a show together, and that is Daphne Carter. And Daphne, she was physique, but she last year she switched over to wellness, and she's
Okay.
doing fairly well. I mean, I think she still has some way to go because she has those. I talk about with some guys those black genetics because she's Haitian, and those genetics. That's why you see a lot of the Brazilian women
Oh
doing
yeah.
so well because they have those strong genetics. Would you
Oh
ever
yeah.
consider going over to wellness?
What was that?
Would you ever consider going over to wellness?
Would I? No, I think I was naturally wellness, but there's no way I would want to intentionally lose muscle to drop down in categories. If anything, I want to go the opposite direction. Give me more.
Yeah. We got here the female bodybuilding channel. He says, saying like it's late guys. See you all. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
He
thanks for
says
watching.
also was a pleasure to Monica because they I think
Yeah,
JB's
thank you.
already in Germany. I think they're already like I think they're like 7 hours ahead of us, so it's already
Hmm.
about midnight that time, I believe. And the TI that he mentioned was Teresa
Teresa.
and
Yeah.
Bosick. Also, I was wondering what TI was talking about because I think Teresa she does some interviews and stuff, and and Teresa, I mean, she switched over to physique
Bodybuilding.
yeah, she switched to physique for a while,
She was
and
physique,
then
yeah,
yeah, and then she switched back to bodybuilding.
with
And
Brandon, with Brandon Ray, with Brandon
it's Brandon Way
Brandon Ray.
or Brandon Curry.
No, Brandon
Brandon
Ray.
Ray, Brandon Ray.
Yeah,
I heard somebody talk about him. I think one of the ladies talking about she's not too fond of him. So and that's the
yeah.
thing about the coaches. Sometimes it's about hit and miss, and it just doesn't. Things may not always work with you. Might work with another person, and also the
Hmm.
fact that it is genetics. Because sometimes some women may not have those genetics, like especially some women who are like if you have like that's why I think they created the wellness division for those women that don't can't put on the size upper body wise, but a little thicker in the lower half. And people like I know, I try to reach out a couple of wellness girls, but for my mindset, they more like have the mentality of bikini girls. So that's why I said that's why I focus more on I would say the more real women's bodybuilding, like yourself and
Hmm.
physique, women's bodybuilding, and I did a couple of interviews with women figure. But like I said, I think these women in these divisions, need most, like I said again, more recognition, more opportunities. I mean, I think, like I said again, sponsors should take a chance. I know it's about what makes money, but also, you know, you can these days you have people like Andrew Shaw, you have people like Sarah Vilgas, who Sarah, she don't worry about money, she got money, but you still have these ladies here who, like you say, they um do love the sport. You do have passion for it, but still, how much you put into it, you should get as much of it back from it. We got my man KL the Wanderer. He says, "Hey, what's up, George? Appreciate it, brother." Also, my man Raheem, I got an idea: bodybuilding trading cards.
I actually spoke with someone about that like 3 years ago. Like it'd be awesome if we had bodybuilding trading cards, and every year, a new set comes out, or stating your stats.
Yeah,
That would be pretty awesome.
I think it would be great. You can be selling like something like like if somebody can do this, I think somebody can make some money off of it, especially guys who are fans. You
Where's
know, I,
Tops at?
yeah, tops. Like I don't think they do tops anymore because no one uses. I think my younger brother and my nephews used to collect the cards. I never really
Yeah,
collect. I used to collect comic books. I still got a bunch of them in boxes and stuff in the storage room. My mom put them in one day when she cleaned out my room. But yeah, I think that was something that really helped because stats where you're going. You
yeah,
also, especially social media, put on their like IG, so you follow them. I think that would really
yeah.
help out. You know. But folks, this is like I said, this is a great talk. Sarah, instead of the interruption that happened, I think I probably a little bit on my side. I don't know. Sometimes stuff happens. I have a good conversation with a beautiful lady right now, and then stuff happens. And just But like I said, I enjoy talking with you ladies because, like I said, I get
Well, we
a
yeah we appreciate it.
well. Like I said, you deserve it because the fact is, you put so much work into the sport your heart, your sweat, your tears, your blood. Sometimes there's times when you're depleted of carbs. You be like Pookie on New Jack City. Be calling me man, be calling my dad, be calling my dad, be calling me dad. And I don't know. I was talking to one lady how sometimes, um, you know, uh, how sometimes the mental factors of it. How especially when you're training, and sometimes it tell me it sometimes takes you to a dark place and we it's just I think about a couple years ago we had a couple of suicides in sport and you had people die from this and that, but just to still get up in the morning, go work out, go you know go follow a diet, eat like 5 6 times a day, where most people would just say I got 3 4 meals, I'm good. But just to do what you do
Hmm.
and to still have a passion for it. It's tough. Like I said, if body was easing, everybody would do it.
Yes, yes, yeah. And I mean, everyone, just like with anything, if you're mentally prepared, then I mean, you can only do so much without experience it. You have to experience it for the first time, whether it's training, whether it's being prepared for getting in prep for your show, at a caloric deficit, whatever it may be, cardio. Some people were made for it, and some people weren't. Um, so if you're already dealing with, maybe some mental issues or something like that, it's probably not going to be the best. It's probably not going to be the best. You might have to have some support and bring in, pull other people in, which is why you have your coach and hopefully some teammates. But I mean, personally, like I said, I think being an athlete helps as well. In my past, I've been an athlete my entire life, so I definitely feel like that's helped because I know what to expect. I want that challenge. I want to push my body. I want to keep going. So I enjoy that. I appreciate that I have the support and the surroundings, and I'm in the right environment with doctors, with coaches, with teammates. And yeah, I mean, I want to continue to push it as far as I can.
hmm We got here my sister, the Tigress, the Tigers in the building. How about calendar highlighting the top pro FBBs that could bring in some money for the girls?
Yes,
Yeah,
that'd be great.
and also my man Raheem says, do Flair? They
Oh yeah,
do trading cards as well. Yeah,
yeah,
Flair.
they
Yeah, I
do.
remember. Yeah, and and if it's like a lot of ladies to make income, and I don't know, you do it or not. Some do is like OnlyFans sites
Hmm.
like Her Biceps, sites like Muscle Girl Lives, doing photo sessions. We talk about working with Sean Nelson and those guys. Annie Vecchio. That's the way to make money, as we guys call it, the beat the meat websites, and it's the way to make some income in between shows. Like some ladies like yourself do have a 9 to 5 job, they work corporate, they have that, but if it's some way where they can make a little something to maybe take a little pressure off their bank accounts,
Oh yeah.
that's be good. I mean, I was talking to one lady. She said she had an OnlyFans, but she had to, shut it down because she's getting stalked by some guys. And that's the sad part about it. These guys are scared. Hey, just keep it
Yeah.
professional, brothers. Keep it professional. It's crazy. Um, my man Raheem says also, what about bodybuilding action figures? I think that would be great.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I think some people would love that. Like a little toy Monica or a little toy, or sometimes they might
It's
take
like
like say,
2020 Monica, 2023 Monica, and you can see the transition.
or like I remember I used to have these little toys. I had a Captain America and Batman toy. I took it, switched the head. So I think about it saying like, well, I got a little Andrea Shaw. I got a little, um,
Put
you
my
know,
head on that.
yeah. You see, like you have Monica's body. He's like, yeah.
That's
Man,
funny.
Balls Deep hasn't mentioned this. Wiley Bova is the GOAT. Yeah, I know about Wiley Bova. Yeah, I follow on social media, and it's just, yeah. If there was a way, and I say this, if there was a way to really promote bodybuilding, where not just you ladies, but the whole aspect of the sport.
Hmm.
If you can get people to like big names, big sponsors, get people to get back, I think they would be better. Like maybe prize money wise, more opportunities on network television again, like it was back in the day. But like I said, we all know it's about profitable, what makes money for the bottom line. Like remember my
Yes.
favorite scene was it's a scene from the movie The Incredibles, the first movie, where Bob's boss was telling him, "It's it's your job to keep the company in the black." And that's the thing is, it's about trying to keep in the money. If you get in the red, you start losing money. But if you stay in the black, you don't lose anything. But yeah, it's just a lot of stuff.
It
But
is.
like I
It is. There's
said,
lots of players, lots of things to think about. So yeah, I mean, and the more people like you support us and put our names out there, um, that just provides more opportunity for social media interaction with people, etc. So yeah, again we appreciate you and what you do. Wings of Strength, I mean, has done. I think if we have more production, like production companies like Wings of Strength, I think that would help as well. I mean, they're kind of they are the goat out there, and we highly appreciate them. At that NPC workshop that I was at, Alina was there, Linda Murray was there, like everybody was there. Jake Wood, they were all there. So those are great opportunities for a lot of these amateur women, who the majority of the audience was, and pros to congregate, to meet, to socialize with them, and ask questions about what's going on in the bodybuilding industry.
mhm. Like Jake Wood, great guy. He's been really an advocate for women bodybuilding. I'm gonna quote another one favorite Wood, Denzel from from Training Day. Jake, I want that money. I want that gun. Jake had, and like I said, if there's guys like one thing, if I had not Jake Wood's money, if I had Bill Gates' money, I would love to sponsor ladies like yourself. I would love to do like something like one thing I would love to do go to the promoters and say, like, you know what, you got to show you don't have women's bodybuilding. You got to show you don't have women's physique. I want to sponsor that. I mean, what does it cost? Say, oh, you just write a check, yada yada, blah blah blah. But make sure, hey, I can write it off as a tax write off. That's I think that's one thing. And I said again, there are guys out there who are smart. If you can, like I said, if you get like a coalition of guys who are a fan of women bodybuilding, and say, you know what, if we can put like maybe 1,000 here, 1,000 guy, 1,000 here, 1,000 there, go to promoters, say, hey, you know what, we want to sponsor a women's bodybuilding show. We want, I know you got a show, you don't have women's bodybuilding. We want to sponsor it. Say, well, you may not make much money out of it. We're not worried about it. We got deep pockets. We're just going to take it. We just want to see these divisions, be physique, be women's bodybuilding, be a figure. As I won't call figure women's figure because if you call anything men's figure, if you call anything close to figure, that's men's classic. That's like you break it down like this. You got men's open, and we have women's bodybuilding. Then you have 212. We have physique. Then you have men's classic. You have figure, and you have men's physique, and you have bikini, wellness, and fitness on their own because no one wants to see guys' big butts. And I remember back in the day they tried to do men's fitness shows, but no one see guys in tight shorts and jumping around and flipping around. That's not very cool, But like I said, I think my man KL likes to say it like this: Monica, I want you to star in a movie.
Actually, I did. I was part of a movie back in August. It's called Love Lies Bleeding, independent movie. I believe it's supposed to be coming out this year, and it was pretty cool. Let's see, Ed Wood, Christian Slater, Christian Stewart, who I forget the other people who were in it. It was filmed in New Mexico and LA. These big name people did not go to New Mexico, but what it is the storyline is there's a woman who I believe like murders or leaves her boyfriend or husband, becomes a lesbian, gets on steroids, wants to be a bodybuilder, which is where we come in. And it's set in the 80s. So they took over, I believe it was like the Hilton, and they made it all look like the 80s, which is pretty cool because we had our hair done up and teased, and we had these really bright bikinis on, and we had a mock bodybuilding show. So that's the part that we were. There were a few of us there. There was a lot of the I believe it's a WN, the Natty division that they have. One of them. There were a few of those women there who were in it as well. So it was actually a really good experience. It was fun, but we did play bodybuilders in the 80s, and there were some scenes of us working out and getting pumped up, and then obviously doing a show. So that'll come out soon. I'll send it to you when I know more.
All right, appreciate it. The part we got working pumping out. Those guys. They're like there's like I said, there's an old smoke space. Say, you ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard. And and yeah, that's great because you know what I think. There's not if other than maybe movies like Pumping Iron, there was a couple of stuff. I think I remember I saw a movie with a woman by name Tegan Clyde. It was called Armed and Dangerous with John Candy and Eugene Levy. And you don't see as many women in movies anymore like you used to. Remember that movie The Cell with Jennifer Lopez. You saw Kim Zdarsky. I think that was that year before she quit. Bodybuilding. Kim was just huge.
She was.
Yeah. I think that was the reason why they changed that. They put in the weight class and put in there that 19% rule because Kim was getting bigger. Kim had that great look. She beat Linda Murray twice. But then she started changing. Then Kim did something where she dropped a lot of muscle, did fitness and figure. And it seemed to me as a fan of bodybuilding, I feel like I slapped the face. You could have just retired like Linda had been done. But you came back and and just didn't work for her that well. But people like Linda Murray, Iris Kyle, you got to meet the 10-time champion, the 8-time champion. Those ladies really represent what women's bodybuilding was back then. And I think they want to bring that blueprint. I mean, there's a debate that back in 2014, I think the women's bodybuilding could have kept on going if they gave the title to Alina. Because Alina had that look. She had that very great look to her, very feminine look to her. People didn't like Iris because Iris going around, she's winning both Miss International and Miss Olympia. I think some ladies even talked about how they felt like she was taking over. But the fact was, when you're doing Miss Olympia, you only get $25,000, and you could do another show and make another $25,000. You gotta make it where the money's at. Exactly. I understand that now. As I've been doing this content, but if they gave, like, if you think about it, if Andrea could make like $100,000 doing the Miss Olympia, instead of just making, okay, I gotta make $50,000, get a little prize money and get a car and a truck over to Rising Phoenix. If they can high price, look at Heidi Chopin walked away with nearly $500,000,
Mm-hmm.
and then people like Natalia and Andrea and some of the other divisions, I think the 212 guys make about almost $400,000, and the other divisions don't even crack the $100,000. But if, like I said, if Andrea and people like Natalia and others can get that much money, they wouldn't have to do shows like like how many like that's why I think you cut down the number of physique competitors, and because Natalia was doing like 5 or 6 shows last year.
Yeah.
And then if they can make the money in shows like the Olympia, they wouldn't have to do other shows. But I know it's about being competitive and being out there. I understand that part, but still, I think it takes away opportunities. Now that they don't have the point system anymore, it's going to be difficult. A lot of competitors to get there. They have to either, wing it a prayer,
Apparently, it's more drugs. So, according to all these civilians,
just the on steroids. You're like it was this Kevin Hart skit where the guy said this guy is like a bodybuilder. He's working at T-Mobile. Said, "Welcome to T-Mobile. I broke another one, boss. Pick out my check." But like I said, it's just you have to have a passion for the sport to do it. You just, like I said, you just can't pop pills and just jump on a stage, and like I said, the cost of it. The men's bodybuilding, this got to wear a banana hammock and put on some tanning solution. And you ladies, you have to get your tan, you get your hair, you get your makeup, you get da. And it, like I said, it costs more for you to compete.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, that's why some ladies do OnlyFans. That's why some ladies do just this. And I know ladies, she said she makes videos and send them to guys, and that's how she makes some money, because sometimes she does have a job, and and she has to find a way to make income. She has a job, but it does help take some, like I said, it takes some of the pressure off your own bank.
Yes.
Medicare L says, with all the explanations you give, George, you need more followers. You know more than some bodybuilders. Like I said, I had to learn, because like I said, for my interviews with talking to you ladies and people, I'm learning. Like like I said again, you told me about the whole thing about how you got to pay masters. I had one people told me how how if you want to do a show, you have to pay so much in. It's not really just the promoters that put in the money; it's the sponsors. It's stuff that I'm learning from the outside in.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to, like I say, as you remember on my what's face out, some guy talk about how, well, she's not. I wish you could talk to the big stars, but like I said, I would love to talk to the big stars, but I love talking to ladies like you, who have the boots on the ground, 10 toes down, who's in the trenches, because you need a recognition, you need attention. Yes, I would love to have Andrew Shaw. I love to have Natalia Queer. I love to have Sarah Vickers. I love to have Brooke Walker. I love to have Angela Yao. But I think I enjoy talking to ladies like yourself, because we have been, we can make connections. I consider you a friend. And and I wanted to give you an opportunity to share your story with people who just are like curious, like, how does Slade get into sport? What she's about, what she like. Because like I said, this is an opportunity to promote. And if somebody watches this and say, you know what, I like this lady, I might want to sponsor her. I might. And here's again, guys, her social media stuff in the description. If you want to sponsor Monica in the next competition, be genuine. Reach out. Don't be this guy saying, "Oh, Monica, I saw those pictures where you're showing off your pecs, and I saw those pictures with you." No, stop it. Be a guy saying, like, you know what, Miss Perez, I want to see you get your next level. I want to see you grow as an athlete. If you need something from me, like, okay, if you need, okay, I can like do this. I can pay for your plane ticket to your next show. I can set up your your room, get your reservation, and that would maybe shave a few bucks off your pockets, where you don't have to worry about anything. That's what we need to see more people do. But the fact is, some people, there's a lot of undercover schmoes who don't want people to know that they like female bodybuilders. They like to keep low on the down low. But the fact is, people like myself, who are fans of you ladies, who respect you ladies, who I do see y'all. That's the sexual object part about it, the sexual fetish of it. But also, I respect you as athletes. And it's funny how people, and this is even on that end, where the guys still make more money than you, because they're expecting. There's a big, like I said, if you look at it, this men's bodybuilding have a larger fan base. It's going to be guys who fan of bodybuilding, guys who are come say come side who fan of bodybuilding, and maybe a few women. But with you women, I think your fan base is most of us men who are fond of women bodybuilding, find you attractive, find you mysterious. And like I said, you even though you're not what they consider standard of a woman, you're still a woman. And it's just you just bring a different look that I think really guys like Balls Deep, my man KLA, Raheem, all these other guys who's right here right now who are here just asking questions because they are curious and they follow you and they want to know about you. I know you just probably today just got maybe 3 or 4 more subscribers to your IG and your social media, but that's why I like doing these interviews. Give you ladies an opportunity to get out there so people can see you, know who you are. And if someone out there, so again, who's genuinely interested in supporting you ladies, that'd be a great thing.
Oh, 100%. And like I said, I mean, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you. Just giving us the opportunity, giving us the exposure and the platform, as you mentioned earlier. And in regards to sponsorships, I mean, who wouldn't turn down a real sponsorship? It would be great. And a real sponsorship is actually, like you said, paying for something or not being an ambassador. I don't want to be Monica 10% off of this jewelry. That's not
50% off. Yeah. So, or some ladies say they usually do like some kind of spokesman stuff, and then and you say, hey, they get paid if somebody buys a product that's on their social media that's like 20% off on a apparel or some kind of or pre-workout mix or like that. My man KLA the Wanderer. She's Wonder Woman. Yeah. Wonder Woman.
Thank you very much.
Also, he said, I've been seeing her in IG, but now you see her here. So, yeah. But let's say we're not going to hold it too long. Like I said, I know it's been a busy day for her.
I had legs today. So, yes.
Oh, my God. Legs. I often hear some ladies would have leg days like that episode. I love, like I said, I love quoting stuff from movies. Like episode of, remember of Charlie Murphy, the Rick James, when he said, "What about my legs?" I monkey about Rick James. We beat the Hicks. Some ladies be like that. I mean, the leg day. I got a lady. I probably go to the gym tomorrow. I do treadmill. I got 2 bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin. But I tried, and I got a bad hip with arthritis. I try to do my best because back not long ago. I was taking care of my mother. My mother was sick. I took care of her for at least 4 or 5 years.
I remember that.
Yeah, when she passed away, and I was nearly 500. Yeah, I was nearly 500 pounds. And then I started. You know what? I don't have nobody to take care of myself. And I went and I took care of, I said, you know what, let me do this better. So before I dropped down to just a little bit under 400 pounds. I did a bounce back because the holidays, the holidays get you, they're cooking that good ham, But I'm trying to say, I'm trying to keep myself motivated. Sometimes I get on the treadmill, I put on my headphones, I listen to my music, I lift the weights. I try to do not too much because I got a little issue with my shoulder. But I it's just try to stay motivated.
Yes.
And talking to you ladies and seeing where you come from, what you do, how you do it. There's days where I get out of the bed and my bed's like my lover. It'd be like, baby, you can't leave me, baby. You can't go. Stay with me. I said, okay, baby, I'll stay with you. But then there's other days, you be saying, can't leave me, can't go. So you know what, baby, I gotta go. I gotta do something. I gotta go to work, baby. I gotta go work. And and that's just the thing about it. I mean, you ladies really, conversation I have with you, you really motivate somebody like me. I really, and I also, like I said, I appreciate you, who you are and what you do. And I think some people need to recognize this. And this is something stupid that Kay always say, George, be a vegan. Hell no. I'm going to keep saying this. I will eat plants, but not for the rest of my life. I like the taste of meat. I like the nicer piece of turkey. And right now, I'm going to, after I finish with this interview, I'm going to cook something because I'm getting hungry.
Same here.
I like that. I mean, I know there's some bodybuilders that do that. Like I've become friends with. Used to be IB Pro, Alicia Flario. She does vegan. I remember Hola Lopez. I mean, she competed. I think I heard she switched it over to figure. I believe, and she's a vegan. I think there's a couple of natural women I've talked to. They also are vegan. That's a choice you want to do. But I mean, I grew up, eating meat, and I just can't give it up. It's like like sugar and meat. It's like crack. You just can't quit. You just can't quit. Be like, man, you'd be like, I don't know, if like say today in the middle of the night saying, man, maybe I eat myself a vegan sandwich. No, I want to have a ham sandwich with cheese.
I'm with you. I'll
Yeah.
have a plant with the side of meat. Yes.
Yeah, my man KL said you should veggie every day and then eat meat the next. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. But I still like to have a little piece of a hamburger. Like one day I went and I was out and about. And I did my workout, and then I stopped by this place, Hong Kong place. It's a Chinese restaurant. It was calling me, man. It was calling me. It had some since December, but yeah, but man, Raheem says, yeah, I trained my legs today too.
Nice. So
Yeah,
did I.
yeah, that's tough. I do a few leg workout, but with my knees, I gotta be careful for that. It's like my knees be screaming at me and say, "No, you gotta stop. We gotta get one more lift, one more lift." But sometimes you're like, "Yeah, we did it." Say, and then they say, "What about my leg, Charlie Murphy?" you know. But like I said, I do appreciate you. You are a lovely lady, and I thank you for taking this time out with me and talking with me and sharing your story, your path. I mean, other than a little hiccup, this was a great interview. I mean, I
Yeah.
enjoyed talking to you ladies.
Same here. Yeah, we'll definitely have to catch up at the end of the year and see what I did this year.
All
And yeah,
right.
definitely like to follow up with you,
Yeah.
share some insights, share some experiences. Hopefully, we have more positive news in the female bodybuilding world and increased purses and increased shows. So yeah, and
Yeah.
again, can't express how much again I appreciate you personally. And I do remember with like we met early on in my bodybuilding career, and I've been supporting you since then, and I appreciate you and everything you do for us.
Well, I remember one of my favorite. Like I said, yeah, I love this movie, and I know KLA don't like it. It's one of my favorite movies. And he tells me, "Why don't you?" It's like the two movies in the Batman trilogy. I do a lot of quotes from that is Batman Begins and Dark Knights. And I remember in the end of Batman Begins when Jim Gordon, said to Batman, "I forgot to thank you," and Batman turned around and said, "You never have to." And often, like one of my quotes is also says, "Why do we fall, Master Wayne? Because we learn to pick ourselves up." Yeah. We got my man Balls Deep says this fire interview. Thank you, Balls Deep. He this is one stupid thing he wants to say. I usually don't post it, but because Balls Deep stupid, I'm just gonna. He says, "Twerk something." No, we're not gonna twerk nothing. And also he says, "I need her and Tigress to discipline me." Balls Deep, he's just man. And like I
That's
said, my
gonna be the
man,
second movie.
yeah, that'd be good. Second movie, yeah. And don't worry, what I told you, we're going to do it anyway. Forget about that. But yeah, that'd be there's some guys that like that type of movie. But
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate thanks Raheem and Balls Deep, all of you guys for
yeah,
being a part of this. I think that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So while we got you here, before we let you go, and you can ice your legs and take a nice off your leg day. Do you have anybody you want to say thank you or sort of shout out to while you're here?
Oh yeah, I think I was doing that while you couldn't hear, but I'll do it again. So definitely, my support team here. Without my tools, my toolbox, my coach Bobo Moraga with Bonos. He trains here out of Phoenix, Arizona, and he has a gym called the Weight Room LLC. I do get body work done weekly. So I see Nita with Kinetic Energy. If anybody wants to see her, everything is in my in my IG. Message me if you guys are local. I also get chiropractic work done by Dr. Carrie Gunblack here in Gilbert, Arizona. So got to take care of this. It's a well-oiled machine. And just I have family and friends who thank you everyone for your support, and thank you for your support, George. Like we appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate y'all ladies and much respect. My sister's a tigress who's been sitting here. Much respect to her. She says,
Yes,
your
Tigress.
pain is my pleasure. Yeah, and also my man Ballsy says, peace and blessings, beautiful. And and like I said, I wish I did have my. I forgot. I should change my cover from Jon Snow to the Joker, and I say she is beautiful. Why so serious, son? Why so serious? But like I said, again, I do appreciate you taking this time out with me and talking with me, telling your story. I mean, I'll be happy for you whenever you want to catch up, talk and just
Definitely.
see what's going on. And we keep in close on IG. I'll
Oh
send you
yeah.
little stuff, crazy stuff. You get the thing where I see the dude talking about the iced tea that he's gay.
I am a person who doesn't post very much on IG unless it's bodybuilding related. But I do send memes all day long to friends. If it made me laugh, then I'm going to send it off. So that's why, and I appreciate you sending me those as well.
Yeah, because I know some ladies tell me say they push it when I say that, like especially the motivational stuff because it keeps them motivated. Because sometimes they be having days like I know one lady we were talking a while ago. She said that George, I appreciate you saying that stuff because sometimes there's days where I just want to like, oh, I just want to say it. But then and then one lady say see something for some women say like, why are you seeing me stuff? It's not like I said, well, you know what? I'm not gonna see anything, so that's be done with you because the fact is, you should enjoy
Yeah,
life because life is
yeah.
don't be like I said, don't be so serious, son, daughter, whatever. Man, Raheem says Batman Robin
Thank
had
you,
great quotes as
Queen.
well. Nah,
Yes.
they didn't. Yeah, not that good. Not as good as the Chris Nolan movies. Those are great quotes, like "Why You Fall," "Be aware of surroundings at all times." Those are great quotes. Hopefully ends up in Hollywood, and she's saying thank you to our dear friend, Miss the Tigress. Good luck on your next show, Monica. And appreciate the Tigress because
Yes.
and
Thank
I
you, Queen.
yeah, she is the queen. She is the tigress. Tigress, a tiger by the tail. Tiger's in the house. Tiger in the building. Call the animal shelter. But like I said, ladies like you and Tisha and all the ladies I've become acquainted with. I did a interview with Tisha about a few months ago. I love to give y'all ladies the opportunity to tell your stories because the fact is your stories are interesting. Some people say that you know are not that interesting, but the fact is I think they are interesting. And just to learn about how you get into sport, how you find your way to sport, and how you stay competitive. Sometimes where there's gonna be a show where almost there was I think it was the show over in UK where there almost was no bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think somebody told me because they were stealing money from Arnold. I mean, Arnold. I used to like Arnold, but then Arnold's doing some shitty stuff. I mean, Arnold. But it's just like I said again people truly out there who want to support women like Monica, who want to support the sport. Not just, I would say, not just the women bodybuilder, but also the men in bodybuilder. Because they need, well, they got a little bit more than the women, but still. But like I said, generally, that's what my channel is about. Giving y'all ladies that's support and giving y'all recognition. That's why I make videos. That's why I make content. I do also do stuff on MMA and mixed martial arts because those two divisions, those two sports, especially for women, they have certain similarities.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
said,
Love it.
like yeah, and I do appreciate you and all the women who support my channel. Like I said, well, YouTube they give you some like phantom followers, but the women who generally follow my channel, I appreciate them a lot more than those fake subscribers they create me. Because you know what?
Hmm.
If I don't have no more than 1,000 subscribers, if I just had 600 or 700 people, I'm happy. I'm glad.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
folks, my man Balls Deep says uh, her IG is fire. He likes your
Thank
IG.
you.
And my man
Appreciate
Raheem, do you say Bo Jackson trains you awesome? Not that Bo Jackson. Not that Bo Jackson. Not that Bo Jackson. You know,
it.
yeah, I remember Bo. Bo knew sports. Bo was good. I used
Bo
to work with
knows.
him. Bo knows, but your Bo's he knows.
Yes,
But
exactly.
folks, as I said again, and I'm gonna say this, and I hope I can get to somebody to say this. If you're someone out there who is interested in supporting people like Monica, people like Tisha, any woman in the sport of bodybuilding, be it women's bodybuilding, being figure, being physique, be it in fitness, wellness, or even bikini, which they don't need too much sponsors. They don't. But if you're genuine or interested in sponsoring these ladies, reach out to them. Be genuine interest. Don't be that guy that says like, Monica, I saw your pictures, and I got a pop tit. No, be those guys saying like, Miss Perez, I saw your stuff on social media. I saw your interview with George. I really want to sponsor you. I want to see you get to the next level. Make your interest genuine. Because like I said, some of these ladies they get weird guys approach them. They get guys talking junk about them in on social media, then turn around and they say like, I want to date you. You want to date me? Say yes or no. No, just be a guy because you know what? If you show your interest is genuine, they will love that support because in fact it's harder for these women who are in the more upsilon division such as women's bodybuilding and physique. It's harder for them to get sponsorship because people the ideology of women should be more feminine, but she's a very lovely lady. She has her hair done. She's very beautiful. She has a very exotic look to her. And I think, I even told her one time where if you ever get a real Dobbins, she should do a photo shoot with like do like a Betty Page thing because or maybe Sean would do it or
Yeah.
Andy would do it. That would hey, guys would love that, especially you get the bangs and like they get the hair, put you in like a cowboy suit or something like that. I think it would do great for you. My man Raheem,
Definitely. That's definitely in the works.
hey, don't diss Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's the GOAT. Well, I'm what this is. That's my channel, and also talking about holding a conversation. That's what you're supposed to do, balls. We talk to a lady, hold a conversation too. You can ask questions, but also make a good back and forth. So it makes the interview nice and longer sometimes. But anyway, and also my man Ballsy says, "Good luck, baby girl."
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Well,
again, thanks for watching.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. Well, folks, like I said, we're gonna let her go. We're gonna let her rest herself because she had a tough leg day. Like I said, I gotta thank my brother Balls Deep for coming through. My brother KL, the Wanderer. My man Raheem. My sister, the Tigress. The Female Bodybuilding Channel. All you who comment, like, subscribe this video and this content, I really appreciate y'all. You can follow, like I said again, you can follow Monica on IG or social media in the description. But you guys out there, and I'm going to keep telling you this. I know it's no point in me telling this, but no deep hits. Stop it. Don't be that guy.
That chick.
Oh yeah, no pee pics either. No pee. I forget that guy. No pee pics. You can send them to me if you like. You can see me you like, but you look good. Don't be too hairy. Don't and also be clean too. It just hey, I know I'm a fat guy, but sometimes I'm particular about what I look at. But like I said, Monica, I really appreciate your time and thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you. This was fun. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
That's the thing is, like I said, I want to make this thing comfortable for you ladies, have fun and enjoy yourself. Also have a great conversation and talk about things that I think people want to dodge and talk about because this sport, there's a lot of stuff going on in this sport. And everybody's always going to point that finger because, hey, y'all steroids are this. But you look at the major sports, and even like, I remember once someone told me that even ballerinas are steroids. But, I think, like I said, I appreciate you ladies. And I want to give you opportunity. And especially people like my dear sister, the Tigress, Tisha Thomas. Mm-hmm. Great show tonight, George. Thank you. And I don't do this. I just don't do this content for myself. Also, I do it for you. For people like you who need a platform, need to be recognized, who need to be known and seen, not just as a woman, as also as an athlete and as a person. Like, in the sport, we have women who are athletes, who are mothers, who are wives, who are business women, who do the sport for the passion of it. And if money was better for them, good. If not, they enjoy what they're doing. It's a hobby sport, but still, I still feel like it should be more potential for you. My man, my man KL said, "I'm surprised, George, you're single." Where I live in a very small town. I'm related to half of it. That's why I'm single. Yeah, I'm also particular. And
too
also
many
yeah. Teacher said, "Hit me, Monica, for the link to the film." Yeah,
will do.
It's a great film. I love it. I even got to see Tisha naked. But I like to say, I like to thank you. I like to thank everybody who came through here.
Yes.
Like I said again, Tisha, Balls Deep, Raheem, Female Bodybuilding Channel, KLA, anybody who writes comments, share this content, and also follow Monica on social media. But like I said again, you know my rules. I'm not going to repeat myself, but you know it. So, like I said, thank you, lovely, for the time, and it was a pleasure talking to you. I hope, like I said again, maybe before the Olympia we can talk again.
Yes.
Have a little fun again. Maybe even someday. Like I said, I'm right now. I did went to my. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it. But I might go to another show maybe next year because financial situation. I gotta get my car fixed, stuff like that.
Yes.
But if it's the right show and it's like I don't have to go on a plane. I would love someday to meet you. I will honestly love to meet you.
100%. Yes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, folks, I appreciate y'all coming through. Share, like, comment, subscribe. Support these women's sport of bodybuilding. And be genuine support. Don't be that guy.
Thank you, George, and support George.
Thank you. And like I said again, you don't
have a
ever
great
have
day.
to.
I appreciate you again. Thank you.
All right, yeah. Okay. This is me all the way, George Page, a.k.a. the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding. Talk, like, don't subscribe. We are out. Have a great evening.